Hello. As you can see, everywhere you look in my house, I have books. Well, a pile of CDs there. Books and books and books. By my bed, I have about seven or eight books. And usually I have about 3 books on the go. I have just read Surrounded by Setbacks by Thomas Erikson. Brilliant book. The next book I literally finished last night, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. OMG. Some of these things that's been like, I've been talking about for ages, and it's like, whoa, really good. But as you can see, a book I finished last week, High Performance, that is really good. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Little Book of Kaizen. Oh, I love that. That's about a Japanese system. The book I am currently reading at the moment is Escape the System. What an eye-opener. I'm finding with this Escape the System, because I usually do my reading last thing at night. I think I really need to read this during the day when I'm awake, because I find I'm having to read I read a sentence and I have to reread it again because I'm a little bit tired. But Escape the System, really interesting. One of my favourite books is this one. I really recommend this one, John C. Barkan. You can see the title, can't pronounce it. Well, I can pronounce it, but not going to, if you know what I mean. If you're looking for a book and you're thinking, wow, that is really, actually, I really need to reread it. I remember I was reading this book on a ferry going from England to France, and I was sitting there, and I had a few people was looking at me because they spotted the title, and I was actually laughing out loud, and people were looking at me because I was laughing out loud reading the book. And yeah, this is a great book. I'm not going to pronounce it. Pig Wrestling, that's another good book. There's another good book, another good book. The Flip-Flop CEO, that is all about, this is quite interesting. If you are MLM, multi-level marketing, such as, I can't think of any companies that are MLLs, you know what I mean? Oriflame, Arbonne, Body Shop, you know, all those things. That's really quite interesting, actually, the Flip-Flop CEO, if you wanted that. But I recommend at the moment, like I said, the Surrounded by Setbacks and the Compound Effect, really good. And you can see the sort of books, how to manifest. God, that book I read in a day, Manifesting Your Future, I read in a day, the Little Book of the Fairies. So as you can see, I do a lot of reading, but I'm looking for some recommendations. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, of course, you know, everyone's got to have that. That's really good. So if anyone is here has got any recommendations, you can see the type of book I'm looking at. Surrounded by Setbacks, The Compound Effect, Positively Wealthy. That's a good book, actually. That's quite interesting. Escape the System. So if anyone's got any good books that they can recommend to me, it will be fantastic. As I said, I am heavy into books. This is just a small amount of them. I had to sell a whole load in the summer. I sold about 3 or 4 boxes of books. So these books those ones here are ready to sell. They're all spiritual books. There's my Kyle Gray book, the one I believe is this the one that Kyle Gray signed. Oh yes, look at that, a Kyle Gray. But I'll be talking about my other spiritual books. I might do this each day, talk about which books I've got and if anyone can recommend any. But I've got so many. I've got loads. Everywhere you look in the house, there are books. But what I'm looking for is some recommendations, because next weekend I am away for 4 days. And my daughter and I decided that all we're going to do is just sit. I'm going to drink cups of tea, eat chocolate biscuits, and read. And I'm just looking for some recommendations. So if anyone can recommend any books, like I said, if you're looking for some, this one here, well, I won't mention the title, but you can see what the title is called. That is really good. That's really good. That's quite interesting. If you do MLM, I recommend that book. Surrounded by Setbacks. That's really, really good. I've just read that. Like I said, I finished that last night. I read that book quite quickly. That's quite an easy book to read. It's easy to read. This one, like I said, it's a little bit hard going. You need to be awake to do this. I'm not, I don't recommend reading this at 1:30 in the middle of the night when you've had a long day. It's like, oh, I need to think about what's being said, but it's really good, really good. So has anyone got any recommendations for me for this coming weekend? Not this weekend or whatever. So yeah, if you can recommend some books along this line, like business mentoring, mindset mentoring, etc., etc. So if you can recommend any, that would be fantastic. Put the recommendations in the comment below. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.